Aquarius, the overall message that I got for you for the next 48, for the next 2 days, was create the life that you want. Create the life that you want. So there's something about the next 2 days and surrounding it being a period for you where Spirit's saying, what do you want out of life? Where do you want to go? What do you want to achieve? What do you want to succeed at? Where do you want to go and create new experiences? There's something about Spirit saying, you're in the driver's seat, you're in control. So create the life that you want. And what does that look like, feel like? What is that to be experienced like for you specifically? But as you can see, I pre-pulled three time traveler oracle cards. But I feel the need to say these two cards being, I split the deck to them, abundance and happiness, Aquarius, because it feels like at least for the majority of the next 2 days, or for the most part, you're feeling abundant, you're creating abundance, you're being encouraged, inspired by Spirit and otherwise to create happiness within your life, because it feels like things have been a bit drained or draining, a bit blah, just maybe lacking the full or the right kind of happiness for you individually. But it feels like Spirit saying where you have been lacking abundance in a multitude of forms, and you can have an abundance of happiness, right? Pretty much of anything. But where you've been feeling a lack of abundance, it feels like things are starting to increase for you. Things are starting to get back into a flow state, if you will. All right, so the words "if you will" are, and we'll get into these in a hot second. The words "if you will" were being bolded for me, standing out. There's a message coming through of if you're willing to, if you will do this, if you're willing to fulfill what you think is going to work for you best and even what you want, then your life's going to transform and change for the better. If you're willing to give up what doesn't work for you, what's weighing you down more than ever, your life is going to improve for the better. But in the middle of your three cards here, we're starting with planning. And so it feels like you're not seeing everything ahead. You're not meant to. But it does feel like a planning period naturally, with this being your center energy. And Spirit wants you to buckle down and put in effort where you feel intuitively guided to do so, but don't overdo it. When you're thinking about and planning for the future, and even analyzing your current day reality in regards to that, thinking about what is working for you, what's not, what needs to change, what doesn't, what you have yet to gain, achieve, you name it. They're saying also don't overdo it with that. But you can't help but think, with very Three of Wands kind of energy coming through, you can't help but think ahead, and a lot of these moments are stemming from spiritual effects, occurrences, guidance, if you will. But the Freedom card on the board now, there's something about you wanting more freedom out of life. You are craving it at this time. Interesting. As I just hit my knee on the desk and it shook the camera, there's a little bit of a shakeup that needs to happen at this time to support the shakeup more so, or the shakeups in the future. It seems like things have been too stagnant, too expected, maybe too restricted, okay? And so where your freedom has been lacking, it feels like you're ultra focused, at least at certain points in the next 2 days, on making sure there's more freedom within your world. But let's move on to the third card. So the number 3 is significant. All right, patience, Aquarius. Patience. Now, when you're planning, when you're expecting, when you're thinking, and even getting a little bit excited and happy about what has yet to come to be in regards to your future, you still need to have patience, all right? But in other small ways, your patience will need to be utilized to your advantage, because it doesn't feel like naturally you're living this perfect reality, certain situations, or one in particular, has its imperfections. But then, it makes me think about how the imperfections do work for me more than I give credit in the moment. Let me try that again. That was a struggle. It makes me realize or remember in the moment that the imperfections even have its purpose in my life. If things were ultra perfect, I don't see you being the happiest version of yourself. If things were extremely in place to the furthest extent. Sure, I feel a little bit of temporary satisfaction and happiness coming to be, but I do sense that a nice balance in the midst of which is important for this collective. Okay, having things be in place and put together, and maybe even neat, a bit of perfection here and there, but again, having those little bit of imperfections in the midst of which is better for you than you're remembering in the moment. Wow, I should have really gotten a different tarot deck ready, but I'm not going to stop recording. We're going to move on, open up the Light Seers Tarot, and shift on forward to the tarot portion of your reading. It feels like there's energy of concern in your midst. Who's concerned? Why? I feel like there could be a list or several lists of reasons as to why this individual or this energy, could be multiple people, why this energy is concerned. And it feels like you're not concerned per se, but it could create a little bit of that energy within you, especially if you're an empath. So if that comes to be, just notice that that's not your energy, and maybe remember or notice as to where that's stemming from. But moving on for Aquarius, look at this. Temperance speaks upon patience, absolutely. And so as well, I'm getting a very peaceful energy about you. There's a peaceful, maybe a little bit of a giddy sort of happy energy about you. I have created my current reality with the work, the support, and the guidance of spirit and my intuition. And so spirit is saying, once again, when it comes to solidifying what you want and what you need for the future and how you wish to see everything working out for you moving forward, you can do it again. You know what I mean? It's this feeling of you gaining consistent reminders that once upon a time you did it. Once upon a time you figured it out. Even recently, think about something you changed or accomplished or overcame. You did it, Aquarius. And so having patience with yourself and the transitioning, the development of your path and even of yourself, that's key for you at this time. And so I really feel, okay, they're highlighting and showing me a vision of the recent community post I put up on YouTube on this channel. And it said, if I remember the exact wording, you're gonna figure it out like you always do. That was the basic message. And so Spirit is saying, Aquarius, you will do it again, or you will figure it out again, because you always do, because that's who you are, and that's simply the way you are. But I feel like you're being viewed at differently at this time, and you can't help but feel like that's a little bit off, because it feels like you like to know how people are viewing you, and when it feels different and you're sensing people are seeing you in a different light, I feel for the most part it's a positive light that they're seeing you in, because you've been changing and are changing at this time. But the little bit of an off feeling and unexpected feeling will throw you off at certain small points, okay? But also I feel like there's an unlocking of a door that you're being prepared for. And they're saying this time around it's going to be up to you, Aquarius, to turn that handle, that door handle, and walk through that door figuratively, all right? And make sure that you give yourself what you deserve, what you've been asking for, could even be what you're solidifying in regards to the future, within this 48-hour period. Did you get that message correctly? It may be in regards to what you're solidifying in your mind and awareness in the next 48 for the future. But the Four of Swords says, Aquarius, you're protected. You forget this at times. When you're planning for the future, you being protected also reiterates the fact that your future, the future of your path is protected. There are going to be moments of spottiness for you in the next 2 days. You're going to feel a sense of questioning oneself coming to be at certain points. Squash that quickly. You're a confident, secure, smart, I'm hearing cookie, smart individual. So don't let those small moments, and it could be a negative spiritual occurrence or your past coming back to affect you negatively. Don't let it get to you. Squash it, okay? We all stumble, we all struggle, we're all imperfect souls. But it does feel like there are moments where you struggle a little bit, and then you ask yourself, why did I struggle? You don't necessarily need to have the answer. Just shift on forward and embrace the ups and downs of your path, all right? But moving right along, we have the Ten of Pentacles over here. So financial freedom, even your success as far as work goes, that's all coming to mind, taking a focus. You're thinking about making it so far in the future, going the distance to the point where I don't have to worry about price tags. I don't have to worry about bills being paid on time or in general. I don't have to worry about investments for the future. I don't need to worry about taking care of myself and other people that I care about, in watering things of importance that cost money, and cost resources otherwise. Because Spirit's saying, don't be surprised when in the next 2 days and surrounding it, you feel the need to focus on achieving and getting closer to this Ten of Pentacles lifestyle, because you deserve it, you want it, you crave it, and now even you're aiming for it or stepping closer to it feels different. Moving on to the Page of Swords over here, in the midst of moments that it feels like your patience is being tested, you're going to learn more about what you're capable of. You're going to learn more about who you're becoming, and you're going to learn more maybe as well about what you want out of life moving forward, okay? Because it feels like pretty much for the most part, each and every little aspect of the next 2 days for you individually will be somehow supporting this planning energy, this getting ready for the future, this manifesting energy even all the meanwhile, and maybe even co-creating with Spirit, because you deserve this abundance, you deserve this happiness, you deserve this bright future. And there's also something randomly at certain points about stillness, because you may be in this go, go, go energy, or you may just need to embrace the stillness for one, if not multiple other reasons. But yeah, Spirit's saying we have your back. Please remember that. You're going to learn more about what works best for you and what you're capable of, if we didn't say that already in a different way. But yeah, let's wrap up your reading by saying your future is very bright, Aquarius, and you seem to forget this at times, but it's going to be brighter than you think, and is going to be different in comparison to your past, and even in comparison to how you envisioned it, imagined it in the recent past. You're going to find that this is a time period for you to get ready for the best. Now, Aquarius, that was your next 48-hour reading. I hope these messages were truly helpful. I am sending you so much love and light. Go kick some ass.